What are some of the top health benefits of a whole food plant-based diet for postmenopausal women? And why whole food plant-based? Hi, I'm GloryB and this is GloryB-TV, a lifestyle channel for mature women who want to look fabulous, feel amazing, and age gracefully. Now, part of having this YouTube channel and talking about what I talk about means that I have to tell you my age at the time of filming. Now I'm 63, and how I look isn't about good genes. Now, this is a photo of my dad and me when he was 52 years old. He wasn't looking good, and he got sick shortly after that photo was taken, and he died a few years later. Now, between my diet and my skincare, good health and good skin are the result. Now, before I forget, I have a free anti-aging tip sheet for you that has 3 pages of my best anti-aging tips. I'll leave the link in the description box below the video and in the first comment. Now, if you're on a phone or tablet, go below the video and tap the word more to open the description box, or tap the word comments to open the comments. If you're watching on a TV, you can't get to the description box on the TV. So I fixed that for you with this QR code. So hold your phone over it and it will take you to my YouTube channel where you can find this video. Or if you want to go to my website, here is the QR code for that, where you can use your phone to go to my website and then access the free anti-aging tip sheet. Now, why a whole food plant-based diet? When I started researching health and what type of diet leads to long-term health, I was interested in what was working well for people who had changed their diets and improved their health by either 1, reversing a negative health prognosis or some negative health issue, or 2, preventing diseases, or even both. When I read about someone's experience with their particular lifestyle diet, I looked at how long they'd been on this new diet lifestyle and how old they were right then at the time that I was reading about it. Were they under 35 years old? Had they been in this diet for less than 5 years? I took all of that into account. If the person was over 40 years old, or even better, over 50 years old, had they been on this lifestyle diet for over 10 years, or even better, over 20 years? Had they overcome a health problem? Or had they prevented themselves from getting diseases that their parents had, or that their siblings or cousins had? If they were over 40 or 50, if they had been on this lifestyle diet for well over 10 years, and if they had overcome or prevented themselves from getting diseases, that got my attention. When I filtered for these and filtered out all of the younger people and the people who just hadn't been on their new diet for very long, I was left with people who were healthy and who looked younger than their actual ages. So looking younger was a bonus. And what I found were people who were on a whole food plant-based diet. That is, no animal food and no dairy, and then a lot of fresh fruit, vegetables, beans, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. Now, I was 36 years old at that time. I felt I had nothing to lose by trying it. I didn't have any health issues at that time, and I didn't want to wait until I had a health crisis. Now, who did I find, and who else have I found since? Well, the first person I found who was doing amazingly well with her diet was Mary Lou Henner, not a doctor, not a nutritionist, an actress. By then, she had written a book about her experience and what it was doing to her body. At that time, she was 46 years old. She had been eating whole food plant-based, or WFPB as we call it, for a number of years. Her health problems cleared up. She was slender, and she showed pictures of herself in the book when she had a struggle losing weight. Her skin looked amazing, and she was aging slowly. I just saw her in a TV appearance last week. She is 71 years old now as I'm filming, and she looks terrific. She was also dancing a little bit on the TV show, which isn't surprising because this diet keeps the body healthy from head to toe. Now, who else did I find? Well, so many people, but I'll share a few here and I'll leave links to find them in the description box and in the first comment. There is the amazing Annette Larkins. She eats a raw food diet and is in amazingly good health. She's 81 years old as I'm filming. In her last video, which is about 6 months ago, she said her husband isn't well and she's busy taking care of him, so she hasn't put up many videos. But by the way, her husband hasn't eaten the whole food plant-based diet. She's remarked that when they have been out in public for the last couple decades, people think her husband is her father. If you watch some of her videos where she's in her 70s, she dances, she has a huge amount of energy, and she looks so young. Now, if you prefer to hear about doctors who are whole food plant-based, I have several for you. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn is now 89 years old. He has been working with cardiac patients for years, and those patients who followed his advice have reversed heart disease. It's documented in his book. Dr. Joel Fuhrman, I've mentioned many times before. He's in his late 60s as I'm filming. I met him in 2018, and the man had six-pack abs, healthy and athletic. Dr. Alan Goldhammer is about my age. Besides being whole food plant-based, he's done a lot of work with patients using water fasting to get them well from particular ailments, and then they go whole food plant-based. They have an inpatient doctor supervised program at True North Health Center, and patients have then written about their amazing results and testimonials that are on the True North Health website. So what about postmenopausal women? And how has a whole food plant-based diet positively affected me and women like me? Well, I sought out several articles to help me put it in perspective for you. Articles on websites run by whole food plant-based doctors. A lot of you only trust doctors, I know that. These are doctors you should also become familiar with, and as you research, as I did 25 years ago, to really just determine what works well long term. Now, these articles are linked in the description box and in the first comment. I suggest you read them later. So the first article, I actually printed it out. It's by the T. Colin Campbell Center for Nutrition Studies, and it's titled 7 Ways a Plant-Based Diet Can Help Women Stay Active. It means older women. Those 7 benefits are: 1, reduce medications. Well, and of course, the med side effects. If you get well, you don't need the meds for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and a boatload of other issues. Those things will go away with a whole food plant-based diet. Number 2, it helps you lose weight. Well, that's kind of self-explanatory. Number 3, it can reduce menopause symptoms. Now, I'm postmenopausal for 12 years as of this filming, and I just get a little warm at night, and that's it. Number 4, reduce anxiety and depression. Well, how does it do that? Well, this diet is high in anti-inflammatory antioxidants and phytochemicals, and that decreases inflammation in the brain. Inflammation in the brain can lead to chemical imbalances, and these healthy foods lead you to have a really healthy brain. Dr. Shostak and I discussed how to have a healthier brain in this video. Eating this diet instead of the standard American diet, also known as SAD, is the key to a healthy brain. Number 5, improve sleep quality. Well, that one is also self-explanatory. Number 6, reduce inflammation and associated pain. Now, these plant-based whole foods are generally anti-inflammatory. Even if you're not dealing with inflammation in terms of pain somewhere in your body, inflammation can sneak up on us over time as we age. So this diet helps to be anti-inflammatory so that any inflammation in the body is not a big deal. Number 7, increased energy throughout the day. Now, because I changed my diet when I was 38 years old, I don't know how other 63-year-olds feel who don't eat this way. You know, it's really all I know. So the energy that 71-year-old Mary Lou Henner and 81-year-old Annette Larkins have should be enough proof. And I've read many testimonials of people who changed to a whole food plant-based diet sometime after turning 50 or 60, who say 6 months later, they say they can't believe how much energy they have during the day. The second article is by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, or PCRM as they're known, which is led by Dr. Neil Barnard. Now this article is called A Natural Approach to Menopause. In the beginning of the article, they go over the role that food plays in menopause symptoms, or in the lack of symptoms, as in my case. They also have a whole section on having strong, healthy bones and advocate, as I have, for building real strong bones naturally without the bone drugs. The third article is by LeafSide, which I believe is affiliated with Dr. Michael Greger. It seems to have several titles at the top on that front page, but the first headline is, "What is a Whole Foods Plant-Based WFPB Diet?" There is a ton of information in this article, and there are links in the article to many studies if you want to read the research behind what's written in the article. Then I have several articles for you about protein. Where do you get your protein? Oh, and other myths. We've got to pop that balloon. Those articles are all on the PCRM website and are excellent. So what about my friends and family members? Now, I've been doing this whole food plant-based diet for 25 years. They've known all about it. They've watched me do it. They've asked questions if they were interested. Of course, in the beginning, I didn't have any long-term results to show them, but by 2008, it was 10 years. By 2018, it was 20 years. And by then, I was looking a lot younger than my peers and my family. I didn't take any medications. Now, a few followed what I was doing and did it successfully. Others tried but got discouraged and quit. I had to take a look at that. Okay, why did they get discouraged? Why didn't I get discouraged? Why didn't I quit? And I figured out it was because of how I did it. We humans are creatures of habit. Changing habits is difficult to do, and changing too many habits at one time is nearly impossible to do. It's a good way to get discouraged and quit. So I mapped out how I changed my diet one step at a time, and then I put it into a course called Kickstart Your Health. Now the course helps you make changes one at a time, stay encouraged, and keep going. Now, if you start losing weight on this diet and feeling better with more energy, and you're learning to make really delicious tasting food, you'll stay encouraged and you'll want to take the next step and change another habit. The course includes videos, PDF files, and a recipe booklet. You can take the modules at your own pace. Once you buy the course, it's always yours and you can access it at any time. Now, if you want to check it out, of course, a link is in the description box and in the first comment. If you want to dive in a little more on this topic, tap the image on the right side of your screen, and I'll see you in the next video.